Now, I want to talk about something that I've heard from quite a lot of clients, and I relate to this too because I used to have this inner conflict between discipline and freedom. You see, when I was a kid, I hated discipline and I loved to be free. Yet I brought that whole package of the meaning of discipline to my adult life. And as I look back, for a long time, it meant that I didn't do those necessary tasks in my business because I felt they were too rigid and they were boring, and I preferred a little bit of spontaneity, variety, and freedom. Yet I knew that by disciplining myself to finish certain tasks and do certain tasks was actually the key to give me freedom. So what I did a couple of years ago, I completely transformed the meaning that I put on the word discipline. I stuck on my blueprint for success that I saw every day: discipline is my friend. I wrote out a new meaning of discipline and I equated it to freedom. The more I did the things that were necessary, the tasks I didn't feel like doing, the more it would give me freedom. So the key is to actually hook up the two opposing conflicts. Now, the other way that I've seen this present itself is as well as discipline versus freedom, it's doing the important versus doing interesting or enjoyable things. Because the important things in the business are what are going to grow your business and bring you in income, but the interesting are not necessarily income generating tasks. The other one is action versus avoidance. You see, we all know the action steps we need to do to move the needle in the business, yet people often have what I call an avoidance strategy. I had a client the other day and he knew that he was avoiding doing the very things that were critical. However, we've now sorted that one out. And then rigid being flexible. So all of these are patterns that I've discussed with my client. So what I suggest you do is have a look at what are you avoiding, tolerating, what are you not doing, what is your thoughts? Do you spend a lot of time reading interesting things rather than doing what's important? If so, you have a conflict and you might have that same issue as I've been talking here, even though it might be packaged up with different words and presenting itself as different behaviours or non-behaviours. So the first thing to do is to sit down and do a bit of writing and working out what is this costing you, this avoidance, this thing that you don't want to do, and then have a look at what's important to you and see if you can hook up why doing the things you don't want to do, why not avoiding is going to help you achieve your goals. So again, it comes down to knowing your why and taking some time to write it down and read it every day so that you're embodying the knowledge. If you just write it and don't do anything with it, it won't really be impactful. If you write it and you embody it and you set yourself some rules, maybe one or two non-negotiables, and you keep doing them consistently, you will build your muscle of discipline, doing action, doing things when you don't feel like doing them. And that will help you move through and break that pattern because it has the potential to be a game changer for you. And remember, how we do one thing is how we do everything. So you'll find if you're not disciplined in your work, it will present in other areas of your life. So the key is to have a look, where else in your life are you doing this avoidance pattern, this lack of discipline, this focusing on the interesting, not the important. It will play out. When you can start to recognize it and you break through it, I guarantee it can be a game changer. So hopefully that was helpful for you if you have a conflict between doing the things you know you should and not doing them, avoidance rather than action, freedom rather than discipline, spending time on interesting things rather than important things. So that is another strategy to becoming your very best self, being a high-performing individual and achieving the results that you desire.